スピードで到達。さらに投手としてもメジャー通算600イニング以上を投げ、防御率2点台を記録するなど、二刀流として歴史的な実績を積み重ねています。WBC で米国代表監督を務めたマーク・デローサ氏は、専門局、MLB ネットワークの番組内で大谷の偉業を絶賛しました。デローサ氏は、彼の凄さに、僕たちは慣れすぎてしまっている、と語り、さらに、MVP 争いは、健康ならシーズン前に終わっている、とコメント。大谷を、あらゆる競技を含めた史上最高のアスリートと評価しています。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Nobody reaching milestones at a faster clip than Shohei Ohtani. Fastest players, look at this, to reach 300 home runs and 150 stolen bases. How the heck is he here already? 1,121, 9 years. This is absolutely incredible.
Lauren, the only difference between Ohtani and the other three guys on that board is that he's pitched 614 innings, has a 2.83 career ERA. Come on. I got home last night. Me and Cliff Floyd went and played an unbelievable round of golf.
How do you play?
I'll let him tell you. He struggled early. He got it rolling on the back.
But how'd you play?
Mid.
How'd Shohei play?
Hey, this is incredible. I got home last night. I'm talking to Devin and Rich, and I focusing on what the A block's going to be about. And I'm like, I know a lot of people have had monster days, Tuesdays, the landscape's always packed. But soon as he hit his 300th homer, I went down a Shohei Ohtani wormhole. And it's almost like we get fatigued to it, how great he is. And when it's all said and done, let us not forget, I remember texting Lauren during the postseason in the camera when they were playing the Brewers.
10 strikeouts, 3 home runs.
And I was like, Lauren, you're witnessing history. This is the greatest baseball player that will ever walk the planet. And I'm starting to think I can make the argument that he might be the greatest athlete of all time. We got a couple boards. What he's doing is ridiculous, and that's why we kid all the time and say he's AI. There might be some truth to it. I want to dive in on this. So we had Brendan. I said, mock it up because we got to start the download here.
The Ohtani 2000.
And he hits his 300th homer on a 2-0 heater away from Michael Lorenzen, who's stuffed against us in the WBC. He gives Doc Roberts a hug right there. Dissect this. The players to win 5, he's going to win his 5th. He's going to win 4 in a row, 4 MVPs in a row, potentially 3 World Series in a row. Okay. The MVP is over in spring training if he's healthy. Let that sink in. In a world where Barry Bonds is, Chipper Jones, Mickey Mantle, go down the list. That award is the most prestigious award in our sport to go with the Cy Young, and it's over before the season begins if he's healthy. Players to win 5+ MVP awards in major North American professional sports. Wayne Gretzky's got 9, Gordie Howe's got 6, Bonds. This is what we're talking about. Peyton Manning's got 5, Shohei's won 4 MVP awards. He's a minus 2,000 favorite to win the 2026 NL MVP awards according to FanDuel. So I want to take us down memory lane, okay? 2018, he shows up on the scene. I was calling Japan games with Paul Severino in a studio, and we laid eyes on Shohei Ohtani, and we're like, oh my God, when he shows up, game, set, match. And what did he do? He gets his first career homer right there. Okay, wait a second. Pause. Back that up just a little bit. Pause. He's going to have more MVPs when it's over. But between Pujols and Trout, they got 6. And we talk about Pujols. Pujols might be one of the greatest right-handed. I know he's one of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time. Mike Trout's one of the best players to ever play the game. And he's going to do what they've done combined in the sport, and then get on the bump and dominate and pitch to a 1. It doesn't make any sense. In 2018, he wins the Rookie of the Year. You can run it. 285, 22 homers, a 925 OPS in 104 games. And just to get loose, in 10 starts, he goes 3-3-1. And in his second start in his career on this soil, he punches 12 and takes a perfect game into the 7th against the A's. Okay, so continue to download because he's even getting better now. I'm going to fast forward to 2021 when he wins his first MVP. 46 bombs, 100 RBIs, a 965 OPS, 26 stolen bases just because he's kidding around, a 9-2 record with a 3.18 ERA in 23 starts. Okay, so Shohei Ohtani, since he took the bump in 2021, what kind of pitcher is he? The best if you're looking at ERA. Expected ERA, he's 4th. Fielding independent pitching, the things he can control. Walks, homers, strikeouts, he's 4th. He punches the most tickets. 2nd, opponent average, no one hits him and no one slugs off him. And by the way, he's just getting warmed up from the offensive standpoint. Keep the download going. Type him into ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, I don't care. They're going to start and call the next AI product the Ohtani because he ends up hitting his 100th career homer right here. We're in 2022 now. He finishes 4th in the AL in Cy Young and 2nd to Judge in the MVP. And this is, you know, Judge went bonkers, 62 homers. He had 34 and an 875 OPS. Now we're going to 2023. Last year with the Angels, okay, 44 homers, 95 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, 10-5 on the bump with a 3.14 in 23 starts, and he leads the American League in homers, on base, slug, OPS, and OPS plus, and then he introduces us to Decoy, the fake dog.
That's not fake.
What does your dog do? Because mine just barks at me when and brings me a toy. His is doing backflips and giving him high fives when he wins MVP. You think that dog, he went to someone's backyard and picked that out of a litter?
I do.
You're nuts.
My Dolly won't go outside because she doesn't want to get her feet wet.
By the way,
Your Dolly
a
is-
straight dog that doesn't go outside for you, you're the problem.
Hold on. So we get past 2023, guys.
Yeah.
Because we're still downloading. Look at the offensive ranks since 2023.
Ridiculous.
He's 1st in homers. He's 4th in rib. He's 1st in runs, on base. Come on.
Just outside the top 10 in stolen bases.
And he's a #1 starter. Now he's starting to fully mature. He's getting actually smarter. Because now he's going to flip the script. He's going to sign with the Dodgers. But he's not just going to sign with the Dodgers. He's going to get $700 million. And I don't know how anybody makes more money than him. But like I said, Juan Soto doesn't have time for your tomfoolery.
A lot of it deferred.
A lot of it deferred. So give me just a little second here. Give me a nice clean shot and pause this. Right there. Give me a little pause. So he signs for $700. He defers $680 of it. Why does he defer $680 of it? Because he's going to be in parts unknown when they pay that. He's not paying California state tax on that thing. He's making like 30, 40 million in endorsements. This guy is like global, international, superstar. Like, it's incredible. So he hits his 200th homer. You know how he endears himself to the Dodgers fans? Run it. Hits 54 homers, 130 RBIs. Oh, I'm not going to pitch this year, so I'm going to steal almost 60 bags, and then I'm going to join the 50-50 club in September, going 6 for 6 with 3 bombs and 10 RBIs and win my first World Series. 2025. Here we go again. More of the same. 282. 55 homers. 55 homers, 102 RBIs, an OPS north of 1,000. 20 stolen bases, a 2.87 ERA in 47 innings pitched. He led the National League in slug, OPS, and OPS plus, and Lauren got to witness the greatest performance in a postseason game in the history of our sport. What did he do?
10 strikeouts, 3 home runs.
6 innings, 10 punches.
And going into that, we had no idea who was going to be the MVP of that series. And it definitely wasn't him. He wasn't great at the plate. And then that.
And then every bomb was north of 430 feet. Just absolutely cripplifying baseballs. And then shows up this year, hits his 300th homer. But you could tell, I like my Ohtani to try and hit 50. Maybe he gets there. He's decided he wants to try and win a Cy Young this year. So what does he do? He goes 8-2 with a 1.79 ERA up until this point. I go back to this. I remember walking by Lou Pinella's office in Cincinnati one time, and he was looking at the stats, and I'm like, what are you looking at, pitcher-wise? And he said, I look at whip. And I'm like, what's whip? I didn't even know what it was. He's like, it's walks, hits, innings pitched. How much do you not let guys get on base? He was really into that. Ohtani lets less than one batter on base per inning. Okay? Leaderboards this season, offensive OPS, minimum 200 plate appearances. We talk about these two guys like they're two of the best hitters in the game, rightfully so. Ohtani's third. Opponent OPS, nobody hits the man. So I just think there's moments in time where we have to take a step back and realize what we're witnessing, because he started a trend. But have you seen another guy come
like
through
this.
and do what he's done?
If you don't think he's the greatest player of all time, then you're just being contrarian and you're being hot takey and sports talk radio guy.
But he's turning into greatest athlete across all landscapes.
You're right. He's making a very strong argument. It's a privilege to watch him.
Yes, it is the big shows, bobblehead night, but they know against this rock show at home, it is a must-win. Dodgers, bring your A game.
Energy was high, but it wasn't just in the ballpark. The energy was going along the side of the road park like usual for an Ohtani bobblehead. Fans are lined up, even though they didn't have to commemorate him. That's the reason why, he's a guy who gets two bobbleheads. This isn't just one of one. This is two. This is two of the two of a set, because we have to get him pitching. You have to get him on the hitting side as well. Him doing both. Obviously, the 300 career home runs is so impressive here, and he's done it in such a timely fashion as well, and then being able to do that in the Dodger uniform, just everything. Well, we say he's must-see TV, and we just can't wait for 301.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's 300 regular season home runs. The greatest game bobblehead part 1 was commemorating his 3 home runs he hit in Game 4 of the NLCS against the Brewers. Tonight it is part 2 of Shohei's greatest game bobblehead series, the pitching side. But right now and today, we do want to celebrate Shohei, the hitter, after he smashed that 300th.
Hi, John. Well, if we have learned anything about Shohei Ohtani the last few years, it's that when he has a goal or when he's close to a special achievement, 40-40, 50-50, he's going to achieve it when he is so close to it. If we go back to that 40-40 game, he achieved his 40th stolen base in that one, then of course had the walk-off grand slam for his 40th home run. Last night ahead of the game, Dave Roberts, he talked about how, yes, Shohei was very top of mind. That 300 was close. It was going to be his next home run. But for him, it's someone he wants to get to it, but he's not focused too much on the achievements. After that home run, when Shohei immediately got back into the dugout, he gave the high fives. But what I loved most was Max Muncy was actually talking to him. He was congratulating him. And Shohei immediately, instead of kind of talking about the home run, he immediately went into what he saw from Lorenzen, giving some feedback to Max going into his own plate appearance. So for Shohei, he's of course probably grateful for this achievement of 300, but he has other things on his mind and is still looking just to find ways to contribute to this team. And offensively is in a very good spot right now, guys. Last night was a tough loss, so a lot of today was about turning the page. With Roki Sasaki, how did you see him just grind through this outing, but really get back on track after having 2 on there in the 4th inning?
Yeah, that was huge. He had a couple stops, early in the game. I mean, it's gonna happen. He's still working. I mean, obviously we see what he can do, and we're all on his team. We're fighting for him, and I mean, he gave us a great outing today. Letting him score 3. I mean, we got to be able to score more than 3 runs, as this offense, and so he did a great job grinding through it, and fortunately we got the win. You
guys were able to support him with that in the end. Mookie, congratulations on this win tonight and the win on this series.
Thank you.
Well, it's a quality start for Roki Sasaki. It wasn't looking good at times earlier in the game, Jerry. He gives up the back, or not the back-to-back, but 2 home runs there in the 2nd inning. A walk, a wild pitch led to another run in the 3rd. And then he has 2nd and 3rd, nobody out in the 4th inning. It seemed like that's when his entire night changed as he locked in.
Yeah, right when that happened, we had 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. He went into closer, Roki. Remember that guy when he was absolutely dominant during that stretch? He understood, you know what, it's a 3-3 ball game. I can't allow any runner come across. He really settled in and buckled in and really threw his A stuff at the hitter. Great split right there. Late breaking split, that riding fastball, love it, up in the zone. That's not down the middle of the plate. It's above the belt. inducing the hitter to swing and miss. And I love the split here, not down the middle. It's outer third. Look at the athleticism here by rookie Sasaki. Great manos as well.
We need to see more of that. You know, like we said, that one inning that was so big, that was so critical. That was the biggest part, biggest moment in this game in that fourth inning. And these are the times where we've seen in the past where sometimes it gets away from him. All of a sudden you get those two guys on, or you have a walk, and everything starts to snowball. Even when you have two guys on, it's also going, okay, well, even if I have to minimize the damage, just give up one run, but that's it. That's where it starts, so I can give the offense maybe a chance to come back. But for him to buckle down in those moments, that is huge. That is something he has to recognize what was the biggest part. Go look back, remember what my mindset was there, what I was thinking, and how I executed. That's where the great pitchers, the Maddoxes, all these guys, when they're in the bullpen, they're not always working on the windup and going out of that. Maddox would take a majority of his bullpen out of the stretch. And you ask him, why out of the stretch, more out of the windup? He says, because my most critical pitches, I'm going to probably be in the stretch because there's going to be guys on base. Right. So I got to make sure. So that's something that Roki has to learn from, because the critical pitches were, of this game were right there in the fourth when guys were in scoring position.
Yeah, he also said at times as well, when you ask him that type of question, he goes, well, I need to work on it because I'm not working it out in the game because nobody's ever on base.
He said that too.
He said that as well.
He said that too. Yeah, there was two sides, but yeah, exactly right. I didn't go there either, but yeah, you're right.
Nice bounce back effort by Roki Sasaki in this game.
Going into this game, Dave Roberts shared that you were working through a few things mechanically so that the hitters weren't able to read you as much. How did you find just bringing that into this start today?
今日のゲーム入る中で、監督からちょっといろんなことを調整したりとか考えてやってるってことがあったんですけども、入っていく中でいかがでしたか？
そうですね、もちろん、癖もそうですし、投げてるボールもいろいろ精度だったりそういうのを修正する練習で修正してきたので、もちろんうまくいかなかった部分はあるんですけど、そういう感じで投げました。
Yeah, I've been working on a lot of things like, the tipping stuff, also I need to make quality pitches, so I'm really working on those things.
What was the difference in that fourth inning after they had the two runners on? What adjustment did you make to be able to get out of that traffic?
4回のちょっとピンチの2、3年の場面で、どのように切り抜けていきましたか？
そうですね、とにかく丁寧にフォークは低く、まっすぐはしっかり高めだったら中途半端にならないように、低めだったら浮かないようにところを意識して投げました。
Yeah, I was just trying to, I was just focused on trying to hit my spot. When I throw down, I just want to go down. If I go up, I just want to locate it up. So.
How would you evaluate your performance so far this season, especially with your first half now being done?
これまで今年のシーズン半分終わりますけども、どのように自分自身で評価されてますか？
そうですね、数字で見たら満足いくのはもちろん一つもないんですけど、なんですかね、登板数しっかり穴を開けずに投げ続けたことだったり、あとはまっすぐのスピードに関してはずっとやってきたものが途中から安定してきたので、そこら辺はいいのかなとは思ってます。
Yeah, when you look at the numbers, I'm not so sure with that, but I was able to keep the rotation, and also velos kind of got a little bit up, so I'm kind of happy with that.
What kind of improvements do you want to make for the second half?
後半に向けてどのような改善をしていきたいですか？
そうですね、変化球の精度のところをもう一回質とコントロールともう少し良くしていかないとやっぱり苦しいピッチングになるので、そこを重点的にやりたいなと思ってます。
I feel like I need to work on off-speed of pitches, especially. If I had, better stuff right there, I think I'll be able to pitch a little easier.
Nomar, let's go to the K-zone on Roki Sasaki's 6 innings tonight.
Now, before the game, we said the key is command. That was critical when he was getting himself in trouble, was command with the fastball, and also the split finger being up. While the split finger down there, you're going to get the swing and miss. But what about the command on the fastball? When you throw it down the middle of the plate, big league hitters are going to make you pay. Split finger is supposed to be down. Split finger up in the zone. Once again, big leaguers making you pay. Talk about possibly tipping pitches, but we say it's more about execution. Here it is, too, that fastball. Fastball command's critical. You got ball 4. The split finger out of the zone. Wasn't even a strike out of his hand. They take it, but then he settles in. 0-2, great location with that fastball, finding the corners. The split finger, where it started and where it ended up was a perfect pitch. Another split finger to get the swing and miss. This is when he starts to, this is what you need to have. This is the difference between control, throwing over the middle plate, and having command on the corners. Settling in, coming up huge to give them a chance to win.
It's almost like he went instant closer Roki in that situation. Second and third, nobody out. I got to